another video for you. This time I'm going to be doing a tutorial on using Flexi rods. Now if you don't know, I have a huge love-hate relationship with Flexi because I love how my hair turns out at the end, but I hate the process of putting them in. Now the first tip I'm going to give you is probably the most important one for this entire process. If you decide to put Flexis in your hair, no matter what size that you use, make sure that you overbuy. I use the 1 inch in diameter Flexi rods from the Annie brand. I bought 6 packs, 4 rods come in each pack, and each pack is $5 each. I can't tell you how glad I am that I overbought these Flexis, because with them being so big, I thought, oh, I only need probably 18, 15 rods. I'm not gonna need that many. I used every bit of the 24 rods that came in these packs, and I probably could have used just one more pack just because I like to have a couple extras just in case. But the 24 rods literally just made it with covering my whole head. Second tip I have for you is to make sure that you set aside more than enough time. I'm not even going to tell you what time I started washing my hair, but I started putting the rods in my hair at about 1 o'clock. It is now 8:30 and I literally just took the rods out of my head. That right there is the #1 reason why I probably won't be doing any Flexis for probably another year. Like it takes way too much time out of my day, and like I said, I really love the results, but I don't know if I can make that type of commitment in the near future. But if you're unlike me and you really like Flexis, just make sure that you get your laptop ready, get your DVR shows ready that you need to catch up on, your Netflix, some snacks, whatever you need, because you're going to be using most of the day getting this style from start to finish. The third tip that I have is to make sure that you work with really wet hair, and I'm talking soaking wet hair. When I put my Flexis in, I use my spray bottle with water that I always use, and I use the Creme Argan oil mousse that came in my curl box last week. I made sure each section was really wet, because if I didn't, my curls probably wouldn't have formed as nicely, and I would probably have a lot of frizz going on, and that is something that you don't want, especially after having taken a significant amount of time to put the Flexis in. Number 4, make sure that you roll the hair around the Flexis really tight. Not so tight that you give yourself a headache or anything like that, but just make sure that it's really tight and close to the scalp, because if you don't, the rods will start to droop a little, the hair won't stay on the rods as tightly as you need it to, and your roots will start to curl. You don't want to sit under the dryer with Flexis that aren't tightly wound around your hair, because then you'll get a lot of frizz. The roots will be very puffy, and the whole look will be off, and you really don't want that either. Now the last tip that I'm going to give you is probably just as important as the first, if not more important. Make sure that you let your hair dry 100%. I mean 100, probably 110%. Do not get too anxious, do not get too impatient. If you unroll these Flexi rods and your hair is not dry, you're just opening yourself up to a lot of frizz, a lot of frizzy roots, frizzy edges, and just a whole lot of disappointment and frustration all the way around. Now you can either air dry or sit under a hooded dryer. I sat under a hooded dryer. That took at least 3 hours, which is another reason why Flexis and I are frenemies. I can't stress to you enough to make sure that your hair is completely dry before unraveling those Flexis, because if you don't and you start unraveling those rods and them curls start drooping and them roots start crimping, you're gonna be a little bit mad. But I say all this to say that in the end, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I love these curls. They'll probably last, hopefully, till Wednesday or Thursday. Today's Monday. And I really hope that I can find the patience in the future to do this again, because I really like how it all turned out. So if you're willing to put the time in and get this look, then keep on watching.